free to say hello. Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Wow, look at that. Hey. Hi. Say hi.
Alright, I think we're all here, right? Can you guys hear me? Yep. Alright, great. Hi everyone, and welcome to Art Book at MoMA PS1 Bookstore. Thank you to Skuda Helgeson, his team, and MoMA PS1 for hosting us today. We're here to celebrate the release of Kembra Pfahler's new Rizzoli book, available after the conversation. I'm the editor of the book. It was a great honor to work with Kembra and her many friends on this project, including Michael Bullock, who you might know from Butt and Apartamento magazine, MoMA's Sophie Kaparakos, Jeffrey Deitch, Carlo McCormick, the legendary downtown writer, longtime bandmate Samoa, who's here with us today, and Annie Sprinkle, among many others. Kembra Pfahler is the sort of person you hope to meet when you come to New York, but never actually do. She's a legendary figure of New York's underground scene, with a practice spanning music, performance, acting, film, fashion, and visual art since the 1980s. Drawing references from monstrous fetishistic femininity and Japanese no theater, she founded a death rock band, the voluptuous horror of Karen Black, with Samoa in the 1980s. The band's cult performances incorporate handmade costumes and props created along the lines of her philosophy of availism, making use of what's available, with the aim of fostering a radical view of femininity and beauty. An advocate for radical self-making, she's inspired thousands through her work, whether that's at CBGB's, a gallery, the Park Avenue Armory, or the Pompidou. Now, most of us know Michael Imperioli from his work on HBO's Sopranos, or The White Lotus. In addition to his many film and TV roles, he recently appeared on Broadway in Ibsen's An Enemy of the People. What may be less well known to us all is that Michael is also a musician and author. He performs with several bands, including Zopa. They released their debut album, La Dolce Vita, in 2020. He's the author of the book, The Perfume Burned His Eyes, a coming-of-age novel about a young boy who befriends Lou Reed, as well as Woke Up This Morning, the definitive oral history of The Sopranos. Both available. I'll let the two of you take it from here.
Hi, my name is Kembra Pfahler, and I've never been in this bookstore before. I've always wanted to visit this bookstore, but usually during the events and the openings that they have here, it's kind of overwhelming, and I get too anxiety-ridden and usually end up not coming in this wonderful bookstore, which is, thank you, Skuda, for putting this book in the store, and I don't really know where to begin, except I wanted to essentially thank you so much for your time today. And I feel like meeting you, I feel like you're one of those people that I can never really remember the first time I met you, because when I met you, it felt like I'd known you for such a long time. But it was during the pandemic.
Yeah, we were connected during the pandemic. And just we're talking on the phone a lot before we met in person.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw you play the Cat Club for the first time.
Oh my goodness.
In the 90s.
Wow.
Which blew my mind, that show. If you've never seen Voluptuous Horror Karen Black live, it's a lot of things. Obviously it's music, but it's also theater, and it's performance art, and it's visual art, and it's a whole experience. It's very New York, and it's very beautiful and moving. And then one day, that was a long time ago, and then I was living in California for one day. I was driving on the 101, and this song comes on the radio, and I knew it, but I wasn't sure, but it like took me over. And I had to get off the highway and call the radio station and ask what the song was.
Wow. Okay.
And they said, "Oh, it's Mother" by Voluptuous Horror Karen Black, which is, I think, one of the best rock songs there are. It's just a beautiful.
Thank you. I love that song too.
Some great lyrics like, "My mother's like an oyster in the bed of life."
Mm-hmm.
The distance from her head to her heart is a short one.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful. everything about
Alcoholics Anonymous, by the way. It's a little slogan.
And
I just
Samoa's
heard
work
that.
on
I
that
don't
song
know.
as
I
well
don't
is
know that.
beautiful. It's
Yeah,
gorgeous guitar
Samoa.
work.
Thank you, Samoa.
And that album is a national health care. Is the name of that album. It's a really good one.
Thank you. Samoa came up with that title.
It's a great title.
Do you remember that era when we were talking about national health care with the political situation at that time?
What year did it come out?
Do you remember, Samoa, what year national health care came out? Was it the early 90s? It was
96?
96. Pete is here.
I don't
Pete
remember.
LaPete, who was in many Karen Black performances. Is a woman of Karen Black. We had a lot of men in the band too that would get into the costume, full body paint, which is Pete. Did we meet at Kinko's, Pete?
It wasn't that store, but yeah, it was. I was working in the copy store.
Because Xeroxing was a really big part of it. Was a really important medium in the 80s.
That was Instagram, basically.
It was, right?
That was how you got people to your events. That was how you got your friends to know what you were doing, and that's like you put it in stores and on walls and on lampposts, and that was like, my friend when he got on Instagram like 4 years ago, he said it's like the old Xerox machine. It's
Right.
DIY again, which was for a while it was like that. Now it's become something.
I think it
More
depends
sinister.
maybe what your relationship to Instagram
Yeah.
is. Not to have it begin on a social media wormhole, but I feel like I have not had bad experiences on Instagram. I've met people from literally around the world, and I always feel like I have to apologize for people when they DM me or call me because, basically not very many people really do write me, maybe a couple. So I usually end up
Yeah.
making friends with the people that call me because not that many people really call or write, usually under 5 people.
No, I made a lot of friends. Especially during the pandemic, and then they came to fruition after the pandemic, like playing with, like Eddie's here from
Yeah.
the band Girl Dick, and I met Blair, who's in the band
Yeah.
during the pandemic. Around when I met you, I think you connected me to Blair.
Blair
And then
Brule.
Blair Brule and
Yeah.
the band Girl Dick. So like we met before any shows were happening. So when things opened up again, there were all these people I had already connected with and doing shows. We did that virtual benefit for Coney Island Museum
Right.
during the pandemic.
Yeah,
remember?
I do.
That Jesse Mallon put together
Have you seen Jesse's play?
last week. Yeah.
Oh, I heard that you were there.
It's
I couldn't get a
wonderful.
seat at that play. I really recommend, if you don't know Jesse, he is in a band called Degeneration. He has a solo project, and he just wrote a play that I'm not sure if it's happening still, but it's
Till
usually
tomorrow. So that's it. Tomorrow.
Okay, I really recommend everyone trying to go and see
Mhm.
that. It's on the Bowery and 3rd Street or something like that.
Bowery Palace, 3rd and.
But
yeah.
do you remember what a virulent, it was just such a terrible time, the pandemic.
Yeah.
So many of my friends just left the city immediately when the pandemic started, and I lost one of my best friends the first week of the pandemic. His name was Hal Wilner, and he was a
I
music.
loved Hal. He was
So
great.
did I, and I had no idea. We were together just days before he passed
Mhm.
away. We were at the movies on Delancey Street, and it was just such a, there were so many people. I'm sure a lot of you out there had such extreme experiences when people passed away. You couldn't go to their funerals. You couldn't visit people who were sick in the hospital. And it was just such a incredibly terrible time. Everyone I know started to get shingles because of stress. They break out these terrible shingles. And